Well, hello everybody. It's Nathan Hutchinson, the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and this is Zach Combest, the editor, not the sports editor, but the editor of the Eastern Progress. He got a promotion, so we're here with a special little Thursday afternoon video we wanted to throw out here because the big news is come out that tomorrow, on Friday, we will get official word of what we kind of already knew anyway. Is that after 70 some odd years. Eastern Kentucky University is leaving the Ohio Valley Conference to join the Atlantic Sun. It's obviously something that we first heard news about back in November. And then on Monday there was an unfortunate leak from the EKU that kind of let the cat out of the bag. But it's kind of hard to believe that after all these years they're not going to be in the OVC anymore.
It's crazy. Yeah, one of the oldest members of the OVC. Like you said, that leak, though, the frequently asked questions about the A-Sun came out. Some people got their hands on it, so, it's been rumored for a while, but now it's going to be official tomorrow, 11 o'clock, that part of the A-Sun.
Yep, the Atlantic Sun will have a press conference where they are expected to add not only Eastern Kentucky University, but Jacksonville State, who's also in the OVC, and Central Arkansas. So that will, that raises, this news raises so many questions, and we even before we started taping this, we were kind of just going through, looking at stuff and trying to figure things out. I guess the first place to start is to tell people a little bit about the Atlantic Sun, because it's not exactly it's not a Power 5 conference. It's not really a big name conference. I've been joking with a few people the last couple of days. I'm like, can you name 3 schools? And a lot of people can't. So the current membership of the Atlantic Sun is Bellarmine, which is in Louisville, which just joined this year. They just went up from Division I this year. Florida Gulf Coast, Jacksonville University, Kennesaw State, Liberty, Lipscomb, North Alabama, North Florida, and Stetson. And so that is the current composition of that conference. But
quite a few old OVC teams as well in that conference.
Of course, the caveat to that is this is a league that right now does not sponsor football. So this is a very interesting situation, because that's pretty much what we feel like this is a lot about, is that when we hear the press conference tomorrow from the Atlantic Sun, they will announce that they will sponsor football next season. And they do have 2 members in North Alabama and Kennesaw State who currently play in the Big South. And you could bring those teams back into your conference and then have the 3 new members, and that would leave you with 5. Stetson is a team that plays non-scholarship football, and they've indicated they do not want to go to scholarship football. So that would leave this league with five teams playing football. And from what we understand, NCAA regulations say you have to have 6 to have a league that will get an automatic bid. So the question is, who's the 6th? If they're gonna have football next year. We've heard rumors about Austin Peay, Chattanooga. Maybe tomorrow at the presser they will. Maybe some that'll be leaked, but it's a very, very interesting situation.
Definitely.
Because if they don't have enough to have a league, then what does Eastern do next year with football?
And it'll be interesting too to see if like a team like Bellarmine, because they're new to the conference, they don't have a football team, so maybe they'll add a football team, already a current member, so make it easier for them instead of grabbing another team from another conference. But you never know, they got to find that next piece.
It's very, very interesting. We were just looking at this a minute ago, and Jacksonville State goes back into this conference. They actually were in this conference before they joined the OVC back in 2003. So they go back, but this conference is also, Belmont has been in this conference. Northern Kentucky's been in this conference. Sanford, who was in the OVC, was in this conference. We looked at it. It was 28 former members of this conference, and it seems to be a very transient conference where a lot of teams come in and out and come and go and move on to something else, and even in the case of Jacksonville State, come back. So it'll be very confusing for these sports writers of Jacksonville, the Jacksonville State games. Those would be very confusing for us sports writers to have to write those games up.
But there's quite a few good teams though. Like Lipscomb's a good team down in Tennessee. Good team there. We played North Florida. We played some of these teams. Florida Gulf Coast, is a good one. So that'll be nice for basketball season at least.
It's a good basketball conference, and even Bellarmine this year in their first year of Division I, I think they're 5-5 and playing some pretty good basketball. But it definitely brings up the question not only about football, but travel.
Sure.
Lipscomb is in Nashville. Bellarmine is in Louisville.
Too close.
Nobody else is within shouting distance of us, and a whole bunch of these teams are in Florida. The travel costs are going to be much more for EKU, and so just another portion to all of this. And it's to interject my own opinion in this, and you can if you want to or not. It's up to you. But it's a very perplexing move to me, and I reached out to a lot of people today kind of asking around thinking, why would they do this? Because OVC to the ASUN, you say it's probably a lateral move. They're both mid-major conferences. They're both kind of, I don't want to say the same, but they're not really any huge difference there. And the thing that I kept hearing from people was that it's about football, which at first kind of, you scratch your head and go, it's about football, but this league doesn't even offer football.
Yeah.
But to me, the key is Liberty University. They were in the Big South for a lot of years. They won a whole bunch of Big South Conference championships. And then they went to be an FBS independent. And they've been to 2 straight bowl games and beat Coastal Carolina in a bowl game this year.
Carolina team.
And from what I hear from people is that Eastern really still wants to go FBS football. And maybe they follow the Liberty pattern here where you come into a league like the Atlantic Sun in every other sport and you go off and play independent FBS football. And that may not happen right away.
There's a chance for them,
Yeah, but there's a blueprint there that they could certainly follow what Liberty has done. And with Luis Diaz being the chair of the Board of Regents and
it's all about football.
Football still dominates this university, and as well as the basketball teams and people have been performing lately, and other sports as well, especially cross country is always so dominant. But it's always about football, and I mean I can see that happening. I really could. I mean I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
If you want to interject your
I think
personal
so.
opinion or not.
The thing is, though, can they get all those fans out there on Saturdays to watch an EKU football game if they do go FBS level, Because like this past season we played West Virginia, a bunch of FBS schools. We got slaughtered by them. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can pick some good teams there. If they do want to go FBS, go independent. But that'll be tough.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're a Liberty level team at this moment, but if we get to that level and we can make a bowl game, that'll be good. Good exposure for EKU.
Yeah, I showed you some stats someone had forwarded to me where in the 2015-2016 school year, Liberty had spent $45 million on its athletic department. And that was 6 years ago. I would only assume it's been more since that. But of course, you do get the big share of bowl games and money and that type of thing as well. Now let's look at the flip side of this with the OVC here. I think it's fair to say that the relationship between EKU and the OVC has been broken for a long time.
The rocky road.
EKU has wanted out of this league probably for, I would say, at least 10 years. And I think back to even when Mike Benson got here and all the talk about FBS, and they tried to get into the Sun Belt, and obviously the Sun Belt, they made a bunch of upgrades to facilities and stuff to try to make that happen, and it didn't. And but at this point, you got to feel like the OVC is probably just like go away.
Yeah.
They
are.
Because every time you turn around, EKU is basically telling them we're giving every indication that they're going to leave. So I mean, how do you think the OVC feels about all this?
Oh, they're not happy. They haven't been happy since the decision they made for football not to, participate in the spring season. So, just that case alone, kind of just you could tell it was going downhill from there. They were looking for a way out, so that's the easiest way. But they're going to have to move into a new conference. You're going to have to update facilities and all this too, because just Roy Kidd itself, it's falling apart. So they're going to have to update that if they want to go FBS and even Alumni Coliseum. They're going to have to make some revamps and spend that money if they want to compete against these higher caliber teams coming soon,
Yeah, they'll have to redo their football and basketball floors to get those OVC logos off of there. But you're talking about football when back in the fall when they went to EKU went out and basically went rogue and played a 9-game non-conference schedule and opted out of the OVC spring schedule. I tried to get comment from people at the OVC and they wouldn't even get back with me, and I finally just got a generic statement that said we have no comment. And the past few days when all this is broken, I've tried repeatedly to get up with somebody at the OVC, and nobody wants to talk. And because there are other questions I'd like to have answered. I mean, I was told by a former athletics department employee that there could be up to $1 million exit fee that Eastern would have to pay to leave the OVC, and I was told by that person that the OVC, the EKU was not inclined to do so. That if that happened, that they would basically just say, "Sue us, we're not going to pay." Which I don't know if that's true or not. I hope that's not true, but I think they would be contractually obligated to do so. But there's there, and I don't know if there's an entry fee in the Atlantic Sun, and in the middle of a pandemic and all this stuff, I don't know where that money comes from in your budget if you're Eastern Kentucky University.
Yeah, definitely the budget's hurting right now because of the pandemic. Not enough fans in the seats right now, so that's gonna hurt. But maybe this new conference, though, if they can get into it, get deals with ESPN and stuff, get better deals as well, that could be a good revenue for them as well. Getting more TV exposure, which is always good.
Yeah. There's lots of questions still to be answered. We will hopefully get some tomorrow during the press conferences. I guess the ASUN is having one, and the EKU also having one as well. And then we'll have a press conference actually at 1, so I guess we'll be over there for that. Actually, in-person press conference. We haven't had one of those.
Wow.
Yeah. Everything's been on Zoom with the stuff over there. So we'll definitely have some questions for them, and maybe they'll shed some more light. But it looks like 1948, so when the Ohio Valley Conference was formed, and Paul S. McBrayer, the arena named after him over there, and he was one of the ones that co-founded the league. And looks like that will be over. And
moving to a younger conference, This conference only been around. The ASUN's only been around since like 1978, so
that's
pretty young compared to what we're coming from.
So, all right, will be very interesting times coming, and it'll be very much, very much a change. Like I said, I've been here since 2003, and it'd be very odd not to play UT Martin and Murray State and Moorhead, and
don't have our rivals anymore. But find new rivals. I guess Bellarmine will be our new in-state rival. So that's going to be a change, or Lipscomb because they're close by. But there's going to be a lot of traveling now.
It's definitely a big change all the way around, and we'll see if there are further dominoes go on from that. But I can't think that there will be, and they'll have to find a 6th team if they want to.
See who else adds to ASUN.
Because if they want to be in the FCS playoffs and get an automatic bid, they'll have to have a 6th team. So all right, well, that's our little update. We wanted to get that out there for you guys and tell you what we know, and inject a little bit of our own personal opinion as well. So, which hopefully we don't get in too much trouble for. Zach, appreciate you coming by.
Appreciate it.
And we will definitely keep you updated tomorrow when they have the press conference. We'll be over there, and the progress guys and girls. Sorry,
stay tuned.
I don't want to. What's the sports editor?
Cherish Simpson.
They do a great job over there, and actually get some stuff before I do. Even they broke some stuff that I had to retweet of theirs. So they scoop me sometimes, but they do a great job. So we appreciate it. But follow along with us on Twitter. We're Richmond R Sports, and on Facebook we're Register Sports, and give them all your stuff.
At Eastern Progress on social media, and at Sports EP on Twitter. So keep it up, and check out all the updates.
All right. Well, thanks a bunch. We'll see you guys.